the 2024 season PFPI Gala. It's fantastic. Woo! The crowd's going to begin to fill in. The crowd's going to begin to fill in. Who will be the first person to show up at the PFPI Gala?
When will Greg get annoyed that nobody's walking in?
This is the Greg Cote Show with Greg Cote.
Pardon it.
Here's your host, Greg Cote.
Okay, well, if I'm starting this podcast, I'm going to start by telling you how excited I am that we're going to come to you live from the PFPI Gala later in this episode.
It's not going to be live. It's going to be on the podcast recorded.
That's true. It's going to be pre-recorded, but sort of it'll be live because we'll be doing it when we're recording it, so that makes it live.
At that isn't anything live if that's the case?
That's a good question. I don't want to think that hard, but this is the 21st annual PFPI Gala. It's a family tradition in the Cote household. It's become a national phenomenon, really. The PFPI Gala. Yeah, it has, and so we're excited to bring you that. We have special correspondent Yeti Blanc coming to us live, not live, but sort of live from Billy Gil Day in whatever the hell town that is in Atlanta.
Wow, it's Cartersville. It'll be Yeti on the street in Cartersville.
Okay,
Yeah.
Cartersville. I'm sorry.
Why is it Yeti on the street?
Because I don't know where we'll be, so I imagine we'll be on the street.
What if you're on a sidewalk?
Then Yeti on a sidewalk. Doesn't ring as well, but we'll take it.
By the way, I wanted to ask Yeti to explain that lawsuit he's been involved in with the winning lawsuit. You forced the Utah Hockey Club to change the name of their team. They were going to call themselves the Utah Yetis. And apparently, tell us a little bit about that lawsuit.
Yeah, so I was born in Utah. I was born in Provo, and they tried to claim some sort of birthright ownership over my name. And I said, look, I only lived here for 2 months, and I got out of here because I'm smart.
Yeah.
And yes, I may have lived there for a couple of years in my late teens, early 20s as well. And they tried to play that also. But I was like, no, you can't have this name. There's a cooler company that has it, but that is less known than Yeti Blanc, especially considering how white Utah is and how their logo is going to be all white and stuff like that. You know, like the Blanc side of it really played out. And I'm like, it's going to cause brand confusion and we can't have it. And so my massive team of lawyers went to work. They did an excellent job and we won and the world lost.
Yeah, congrats. I know the Yeti Cooler Company had a minor part in that lawsuit, I think, but it was primarily you.
There's definitely nothing cooler about me, so there's no brand confusion there.
Not that Yeti's real name is actually Yeti, but I'm trying to think of like first names that would make good team names.
The
like,
Gregs.
you know, right. Like the California Gregs or
the Gregs. Yeah, I think Greg would be a terrific team name.
The Johns.
No,
that's you could do a lot of wordplay with that with like a minor league team. That would be good.
Right.
What about the Brads?
Yeah, that'd be good. I like that.
Especially if it comes from like a railroad town. Yeah.
What about Railroad Town?
I don't know, I was thinking like railroad nails and kind of how that's like a brad nail.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay. My dad, by the way, Wild Bill Cote, and I didn't find.
Wow,
this
we have it in football. The Buffalo Bills.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We do have another.
How did we miss that? Wow.
And then he goes Wild Bill, and I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, what about the Bills? And I'm like, holy shit, they are.
Yeah, the Buffalo Wild Bill Cotes.
Yeah. Your guys' timing is great so far in this first minute or two.
I know. I found out late in my dad's life that he used to work on the railroad, pounding nails or whatever they're called into railroad ties.
That can't be. People don't still do that. Like I don't ever see anybody working on a railroad.
No, they do. They wrote
All
a song
the live
about
long
it.
day.
And like,
Yeah.
what? Like that's what I mean. Like the whole that was not worth a song. Not enough people do that.
Well, when the song was created,
if there's a song for "I've been working on the rail," then there should be a song for everything.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'm a waiter at a restaurant. Like
I've been working on a podcast all the live long day.
we should actually let's do that. Let's do that parody with my dad doing it of that song, but like instead of like a railroad, a podcast.
Yeah, I'm going to get on that podcast song. I'm going to do that. We will have it for next week's episode.
Please record it with
Chris
Yeti
has
and
been trying to murder me.
yeah. No, of course. Not for this episode. I'm saying, but please do it with Yeti and Dad, and don't do that thing where you send it to us off your phone and like the music playing on your computer. Like it's just useless.
Why is that useless? I enjoy doing it.
Because I always have to call you and say, let's record this on Zoom. Let's go.
Right.
So,
I mean,
No,
it is
that's
good
true.
for you to practice singing it, but it's not like ever going to be actually used as content.
Right. By the way, parenthetically, the new name of the Utah Hockey Club, now that they couldn't use Yetis, is the Utah Brighams.
Oh,
is it really? I thought I saw Mammoths. It's the Brighams?
Yeah, it's not Brighams. I'm making
are you
that
sure
up.
it's not
Okay,
the Utah?
thank goodness.
It's not the Utah Marks.
Mammoths, or I think it's Mammoth, actually.
Marks
because
a name.
people love the singular name now. Mammoth instead of Mammoths. That's one of the 3 finalists. They're going to let fans vote on it. I forget the other 2. One of them's named after a mountain range. It's like a ridiculous name.
The Wasatch.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I don't like when teams do the singular name because you still have to act like it's a plural in a sentence. And I
Right.
don't like talking like that. Like I hate the way you have to like grammatically say the heat, like use the heat in sentences. Like, you know what I mean? Where it's like, there are times where do you understand what I'm saying, Dad? Where
Yes,
you like,
I do.
and it's annoying. I hate that.
I love how Greg just trampled all over Ute Native American culture by saying that the Wasatch is a ridiculous name.
Right. It's a mountain range, isn't it?
Yes,
Isn't it
it's
a
the mountain
mountain
range
range?
that most of Salt Lake sits on. They're in between Salt Lake or the Wasatch Mountains and the Oakware Mountains, and you
Right.
just trampled all over the Wasatch name.
Well, you know what? Is it an Indian tribe?
It's named by the Ute Native American tribe. Yes.
Here's what I think about Wasatch.
Oh boy.
Great name for an Indian tribe. Perfectly fine name for a mountain range. Lousy name for a hockey club. That's what I'm saying.
With that,
Hell
we can
yeah.
say that other people's names are dumb. Like, I don't like the name Cooper. Sorry for any Coopers out there, but that one annoys
Wow.
me.
Okay. Yeah.
As awkward as it is for me in this Zoom, I'm not a big fan of the name Greg.
Tucker. I don't like the name Tucker.
What name did you say, Christopher? It blanked out on me.
I thought
I
we were
said-
going to get it past him.
I said Craig.
Oh, Craig.
Yeah, I hate
Yeah,
him.
that's a terrible name.
Yeah.
Craig's
definitely
want to
what I
be
said.
Greg's.
Right.
You know, it's like a fake Greg name.
Yeah.
You couldn't be a Greg, so you had to be a Craig. I don't like Toms who put an H in their name. You know, if you're going to
Well-
spell a name, make it a regular spelling, standard spelling.
but nobody puts the H when they're just writing Tom.
Oh, yes.
That's not true.
You've never heard of Radiohead? It's so pretentious.
Oh, I mean, I know Thom Brenneman did that, I believe, but
Yeah. Tom York from Radiohead uses the H in Tom. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so does
I hate it.
Tom Smith, a friend of mine, who I last saw at the memorial for Jim March, where I
like
spoke.
that's just a perfect. That's Greg in a nutshell, right there. Yeti with a helpful note of like, oh, that's someone famous that does this, and then my dad. Go ahead, Dad. Say again what you just said.
It was time. I know a guy named Tom Smith, who's THOM.
But go ahead. What were the unnecessary details you shared about his life?
I last saw Tom at the memorial for Jim March that I spoke at
Fun.
a tennis center.
I'm glad I know that.
Look, he has
Okay.
to take the swings because if he didn't, we wouldn't have Gary the Bag.
That's
Exactly. Exactly. And by the way, where will Gary the Bag rank in our top 100 guest list?
True. I know. I'm
Will
very
he make
excited.
it?
Yeah.
I know,
Will we make it? Will we make that list? That's
Wait, us?
yeah. Will we make a top 100
Oh,
list?
will we
Will we
just-
actually put it together?
I thought you were asking if the three of us would crack the list. No, but it's a much better question of just will we do it?
Yeah, will we actually do it?
Will Gary the Bag make the list? I think is the question of the day.
I mean, I think it's how high is Gary the Bag more.
You think?
More so. No, that's Gary the Bag. What are you talking about?
I know. You're right. I want to.
I think there are going to be people disappointed though.
Oh, very much so.
Like we're going to offend some people.
Oh God, I'm already thinking about that. I mean, everybody can't rank high, right? I mean, we've had so many guests. There are people who are going to rank in the 60s or 70s who imagined they would be in the top 20. It's just a matter of fact.
Right. Like, what is Roy Bellamy going to say when he finds out he's the 47th best guest in show history?
Right. That's true.
We'll just have to play back the Belly Button Doctor audio, and then he'll know.
Yeah. That's true.
The whistler, professional whistler.
Oh
the excitement is building for the gala, but before that, Yeti, tease what is happening with Billy Gil Day, because I'd forgotten that was a thing, and apparently it's like the 5th or 6th annual. Like what's?
I mean, yeah, I feel like
Cartersville?
we'll probably cover it in the content he's going to do there. It's Billy Gil Day. It's in Georgia, and we'll get to it in a little bit.
Okay, that's fine. I want to hark back to a text I got from Yeti regarding my archenemy Connor McDavid. Yeti, can you describe what that was? Because I remember my response to it, but I want you to do the setup on what it involved. Something about a tip in a restaurant.
Yeah, there was one of our listeners, Ryan Knox, reached out to me with a screenshot of a story where Connor McDavid left like a $900 tip.
Ooh.
And
what was the bill?
The bill was
$8,000.
$61.30. So
so $62, like barely, like under 60. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Below 100.
And so Ryan reached out, sent that text and said, "McOver Tipper." And I was like, that guy gets the show.
McOver Tipper.
So
good.
I sent it to Greg for your thoughts. So Greg, your thoughts.
I have two thoughts that immediately come to mind. Number one.
This is going to be rich.
Number one, look at me, Louie. Okay? If you're going to leave a generous tip like that, it needs to stay private. If it becomes known, it's nothing but a publicity stunt.
He didn't post it, did he?
No, he did not. As far as I know.
Well, in a situation like that, Connor McDavid has a burner account, and he tweets about it through the burner account as if it isn't him. Okay, That's what happens. I know that because I have several burner accounts.
No, you don't.
What's your favorite one? What's your favorite burner account to use?
I don't even know what a burner account is.
As if you would know how to create a Twitter account.
Right. Is it a phrase? Burner account? Is that still a thing?
It's when you make and create just a different username. You know how you have Upset Bird and you log into it? It'd be like as if you just went to, hey, create new account. You make up a new name. And you can now go into the Twitter sphere and be like, hey, Greg Cote's great, isn't he? Greg Cote's like the best podcaster ever.
What's your hotel name, your fake hotel name that you would use?
That's what I've heard a burner account is, by the way.
Right. My fake hotel name is Merle Waxman.
No, it's not. There was another one you used when we.
Merle Waxman was in the Hee Haw 3.
He's in the Hee Haw 3. You've been assuming his identity ever since he disappeared.
I think he died. Didn't he die?
No, he died.
Okay.
Yeah, we think he did.
Skins hasn't been seen.
Oh, yeah, Skins Marink. Skins Marink or whatever.
Skins and Marink, yeah.
And okay, so my first comment is look at me, Louie. My second comment is if you're going to leave a $900 tip, you got to bounce it up. You got to bounce it up to 1,000, to an even 1,000.
Greg
yeah,
Cote,
you really do.
Really.
Particularly when the bill is $61. Okay, your tip should be $939 so that the recipient feels like they're getting $1,000 tip.
I want to go back. How many restaurant visits would we have to go back and add up before we got to just $900 total in tips by Greg Cote?
That's a great question.
You know what?
Are we going back to like 2023, you think?
Okay. I am not. Don't be a slave to LeBatard's.
That's a good joke. That's a good
thing
joke.
About me being so cheap. It's ridiculous.
That's a good joke.
That's a really good joke.
like I went for the joke. That's a hilarious joke I just did.
Right. No, it is. It's a good joke, but I'm honestly not
he's
cheap.
Hurt.
Well,
I know you're not.
LeBatard said on the air the other day that he's spent thousands of dollars on me over the years and that I never, ever pick up a check, and it's just patently not true.
Right. Mom throws the card out there.
Right. That's exactly right. but she represents me. So if she's paying for it, we're paying for it.
I will tell the audience, and I think they know this. Like, first of all, you made the alligator arms joke.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
I did.
I'm just saying.
And that was a great
Emphasis
joke
being
too.
on the word joke. I didn't mean it.
Exactly, which is what I just did. But also, yes, Dad, if you need this to be said to ruin the joke a little bit, yes, my dad is not frugal. He tips exactly, 20% or a little less.
No, I started, the
No, you
What's-
go up. Yeah, I know.
what standard has gone up from 15 to 20? I don't know who decided that
First
or when.
of all, that was like my whole lifetime. It's been 20. If you can,
Okay.
like, not everyone does 20, but like it's been at least my whole lifetime. Like that's been kind of like if you're tipping well, that's the standard.
okay.
My
to
adult
set the
life, it's been that way.
Yeah,
to set the record straight, I tip 20% for average service.
Here we
I
go.
tip more than 20% for good service.
right.
If it's bad service, unfortunately, your mother's paying the bill, so I can't tell her what to tip. But
I don't go in like I go in there. It's got to be really bad for me to tip less than my normal good tip. Like even if it's a little slow, even if they forget something, screw something up in my order, like you have to be like a dick about it for me not to.
right,
I'm not going to like assess them like Judge Judy. Like you're in here, like you are here to please me. It's like, no, I'm enjoying my meal. I'm talking to the people I'm with. And like the only way I'm tipping a little less if it's like horrible service, like just horrific bad. But
right.
like you with your like, I've made the joke with you before that you put your tip out on the table in $1 bills. And then like as things happen, you take $1 back and put it in your
That's
pocket.
correct.
Like
That
the
would be
visual
great.
of that is
I wish I did.
that's what you do with your eyes though. Like
Yeah.
you think you're like in charge of this restaurant. Like, oh, what? My Diet Coke is not refilled yet? That's $1 off.
My favorite thing about this whole McDavid tip thing is that Greg both simultaneously called him an over tipper and also a cheapskate at the same
And a
time.
look at me, Louie. And
Right. But he over tipped, but he didn't tip enough. That
Right.
was masterful by you, Greg.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, it's I feel more strongly about the look at me Louie thing because if you're going to be generous with a tip, it needs to not become
What's he
public
supposed to
knowledge.
do? He didn't post it.
Who did then?
Probably the people, probably the waiter, the waitress.
No, here's what happens. On
I think
occasion
he's,
like this.
I mean, he is posing for a picture.
right.
I believe, like, didn't we see, like, in that thing, isn't he,
Yes.
like, picture with them? So,
See,
like,
I'm not sure if that picture is from that night at the restaurant or if the account NHL Stories just happened to, find a picture of him and his wife and
Dad, you trying to find a negative in this is just so like obviously like it's Stugatz level of like I'm just looking for a hot take. Like
No?
this is clearly like a generous and great thing to do. Like we don't have to like bash the guy. Like
imagine how much he'd be able to tip if he won the Stanley Cup.
I mean for real. That it probably would have been 100 if he won the Stanley Cup, just because of all the extra
Exactly.
advertisements he would have got there in the offseason.
Right.
But the Yeti's right. Like Mick over Tipper is good enough to get on the show. So here
Sure.
we are.
Yeah. How many Stanley Cups has he won again? I can't remember.
0.
Oh yeah, right. Okay, that should be an easy number to remember. I want to do dad jokes, 3 facts, Jack, and I have a gripe.
Oh
I have a
yeah.
gripe of wrath.
Let's get to
Should we
gripes.
do that
Let's-
now?
Let's
What do you
do
wanna
a
go
gripe
first, Greg? Gripes?
Gripe. Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, we're griping it. Okay, good.
Annoyances, complaints. Greg's got grievances out the ass, so buckle up, Buttercup. It's time for Greg Cote's Gripes of Wrath.
Boy, I like that old timey piano there. Good job, Yeti. Okay, I've experienced this over and over and over again at a restaurant where I'm having breakfast. I've also experienced this in the press box at a Panthers game. Speaking of Connor McDavid being overrated.
You hear that? You hear that, David Dwork?
Exactly. This happens. I'm looking to lighten my coffee with creamer. I can't find a regular creamer. I can't find a regular unflavored creamer that does nothing but lighten the coffee and it leaves me to enjoy the taste of coffee. The trend now is hazelnut creamers, French vanilla creamer, caramel creamer. I saw one the other day at the Plantation Diner, cinnamon coffee cake creamer.
Tim Reynolds creamer.
That's exactly right. There should be a Tim Reynolds creamer because there's everything else. Although when you talk about a Tim Reynolds, I almost just made a nasty joke there.
That's what I think that is kind of what I was doing.
Okay, I rescind.
I was trying to think of which media guy I wanted to go with because I was trying to make the joke. If they're out of creamer, you could just ask blank. But we've gotten really dark here. We should probably move on.
Yeah, let's move on. But I just want to wrap it up by saying my gripe of the gripe of wrath is eradicate the flavored creamers. You know, I mean, coffee and tea drinkers need to align with me. Join my army on this. We need to. There's no room on earth for a hazelnut creamer. Okay, and I want restaurants to listen. Are you listening, restaurants? Okay, let's get on that right away. That's my gripe of wrath.
It's just options, though. Like, you don't have to get that. Like,
okay, but
that's like being like there should just be vanilla ice cream. You hear that, Cold Stones? Like, get out of here with all your other options. Like, why wouldn't they want to have options?
Okay, because an example from the Plantation Diner is all of they hand you a little bowl of creamers. There's a dozen creamers in there, and they're all hazelnut and flavored. And I literally had to ask the waitress, could I have some regular creamer without the flavoring? And so that's what I think needs to be eradicated. The regular creamer needs to be the default creamer. It needs to be what you begin with. And then if you want the hazelnut or some other bizarre flavor, you ask for it. Dad jokes.
He's always kind of thinking that his puns are in vogue. He cracks himself up like an egg with a yolk. And now Chris's morale is broke. Dad jokes.
What animal is the most religious?
A praying mantis?
That's a good guess.
Sound funny.
Very good
Praying
guess.
mantis, praying mantis is good.
But
the answer is a sacred cow. Number 2.
I feel like praying mantis would have been a better answer.
What is the center of gravity?
Av.
What?
Av.
Wait.
What is the center of gravity?
Yeah. AV. Av.
Christopher, you got a better guess?
I think it's just V.
It's V.
Yeah. There's 7
That's
letters
correct.
in it. There's 7
There's
letters
3 letters on either side of V.
I swear it was so
I
hard.
miscounted.
I was doing in my defense because Yeti did the same. Like, I was there before Yeti said it out loud. I was doing the same thing.
Okay.
But
I
then
forgot the letter I.
V, and I'm just like, well, how many letters are? I was like,
Right. Number 1. How do bees get to school?
The school buzz.
So easy.
This is a
it's
repeat.
So easy.
They take the school buzz.
Bad.
Yeah, I think I may have done that before.
You have.
Bad repeat. This is it. That's 1 month without the.
3 facts, Jack.
There are 3 things that interest him, so sit right back for 3 facts, Jack.
I'm dead serious. We're not doing dad jokes again in February.
You're the executive producer.
All right.
All I can do is protest. Number 3. It is illegal in Switzerland to own only 1 guinea pig. They are social animals prone to loneliness, so the Swiss government decided that you must own at least 2 guinea pigs so they might keep each other company. Number 2.
I tried to tell my wife that was America's rule about kids, and she didn't believe me.
That's funny. Number 2. Someone who drives a horse-drawn carriage is formally called a coachman. Number 1. McDonald's Big Mac was originally called the Blue Ribbon Burger. Why is Christopher calling me on the phone? Hello? Hello?
Me. Is someone pranking you?
Blow.
I forgot that you could hear me.
Hello? Hello? Okay.
Maybe maybe that's his subtle way of telling you turn your ringer off, Greg.
Yeah, I heard it ding, so I just was like, oh, I'll call it.
Okay. All right. Unlike the Levitard show, I don't fine anybody for making a mistake here. Did you know that, or is that common knowledge?
Did you just snap a screenshot?
He did.
I don't know what I did.
He totally did.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't. How do you snap?
How many
screenshot?
accidental screenshots of your balls do you have, Greg?
Dad, on the new phones, it's like when you click the top 2, like it's like the button on this side, like your top 2 buttons at the same time when you like squeeze them together.
Oh, really? I thought that's how you turned a phone on and off.
No, that's just the one button. Like the power button is on the right.
Oh,
And if you do both of them, that's a picture.
all right. I got the white apple. That's a good sign.
That means you turned your phone
You turned
off.
your phone off.
I did. Is that common knowledge or not? That the
That's a good sign. You said that you see the apple.
What if he just factory reset his phone and lost everything?
I don't know what that does or how to do it. I've never known how to take a screenshot.
All right, wait. What will help though? Just throw it against the wall.
Yeah, right. Let me ask you again. I want an honest answer. Is it known, or did you learn for the first time that the Big Mac was originally called the Blue Ribbon Burger?
I never knew that.
I feel like I may have heard it once, but like I didn't know it. Never committed
Okay.
it to memory if I did hear it. So
Excellent. All right. I think we should get on to the meat of this podcast, which is the appetizer is Billy Gil Day, but the main course is the 21st annual PFPI Gala. How about that? Let's get to it. Or are we taking a break and doing the Sheets and Giggles read?
Why don't you do it? Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, it's
Just talk about your love of Sheets and Giggles. That's all. I mean, we'll couch it with sheetsgiggles.com/Greg, promo code Greg. But Dad, this is your floor. Go ahead. Talk to us about how much
Look,
you love making love in Sheets and Giggles sheets.
it's still promo
I
code
do.
thruple, by the way. But carry on, Greg. Tell us how much you like
I didn't
having
say
a
promo
thruple.
code. Did I? Did I say promo code?
Yeah,
said promo
Christopher
code,
misspelled thruple last week.
Did I?
Oh, you caught that? Yeah, I
Yeah,
did a
I
little
did. That was
punch in.
good.
You said THRUPLE, and I
damn
did a
it.
little punch in saying wrong.
That was actually a callback to the ELGS Eagles lady. That was just me doing my
right.
little.
Oh, right.
Right,
Yeah.
Greg. But tell us about your thruplings inside of Sheets and Giggles sheets.
We love Sheets and Giggles. I am sleeping better than I ever have in my life. It helps that I no longer have a chronic cough that keeps my wife awake. But the main reason I'm sleeping better than at any point in my life is my bedwear, is what I like to call them. I'm not sure if that's a real name is bedwear, but I call it my bedwear, my sheets, my giggles, my pillows, my pillowcases, my throw rugs, whatever goes onto a bed, I revel in it. And Sheets and Giggles is the only place I buy my stuff to sleep in. Seriously. Except my underwear. I don't buy my underwear at Sheets and Giggles. But sometimes I'm going commando. You know, you're not even wearing underwear. And in that case, Sheets and Giggles represents directly speaking to my skin.
God, those poor Sheets and Giggle sheets. God, I feel bad for them now.
Sheetsgiggles.com/Greg, promo code thruple. Everything's up to 14% off. Thruple gets you buy two, get one free. Now through Valentine's Day. Go.
I literally want to get you more now just because of how gross it is that you put your ass on them every night.
I mean, why wouldn't I?
I love the idea of Greg wanting to do the movie thing of having sex on a throw rug, on like a bearskin rug, but also he's so conformed to only having sex in bed that he puts the throw rug in bed.
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. Levitard to this day makes fun of my phrase nocturnal meandering. The idea that you can only, having
Well
sex is-
documented in song.
Yes, that's right. Anyway, let's get to the gala. Let's get to Billy Gil Day. Whatever we're getting to next, let's get to it.
Getting to it.
Get to it till we're satisfied.
Zagak.
Gotta want to earn.
Gotta want to learn.
This is Yeti Blanc for the Greg Cote Show with Greg Cote. The sky may be cloudy, but today the sun is shining on the city of Cartersville as they welcome back potentially their favorite son, Billy Gil, to celebrate 6 years of Billy Gil Day in Cartersville, Georgia. Some people may ask, isn't Cartersville's favorite son Trevor Lawrence? It's time for us to go find out.
Back in 2019, one of the more fun days of my life was when came up with a harebrained idea about naming a day after somebody who was associated with one of the favorite podcasts. It's become an unhealthy obsession over the last 10 plus years, and up came Billy. So it was a fun day, and since then we've been able to communicate from time to time. And out of the blue, Billy has decided to come back with his family, and I thought there was something that we should do to mark the momentous occasion, what is the 6th anniversary of Billy Gil Day here in Cartersville. So I have a proclamation, and then we'll have some presentations. But this says, whereas Cartersville is a welcoming community that celebrates important people who visit our city, and whereas the Dan Le Batard Show with Stu Gott celebrates 20 years of content this year, while continuing to be one of the most downloaded podcasts each day, and whereas Billy Gil is recognized as the Guardian's fourth best NFL analyst in the country, if not the world. Whereas Billy is part of the creative genius behind the award-winning God Bless Football podcast, which, by the way, was just named best football podcast in the last 48 hours.
God bless football.
God bless football. In addition to being part of the FIU football and now baseball broadcasts, and whereas Billy Gil, a.k.a. Guillermo, came to Atlanta to cover the Super Bowl, and after beating the Freeze in a race at Truist Park, took time to visit Cartersville and celebrated Billy Gil Day on January 31st of 2019. And whereas Billy felt compelled to return to Cartersville to celebrate the 6th anniversary of Billy Gil Day along with his family, his wife Yaima, his daughters Mia and Emmy, further demonstrating his affection for our city. And whereas Billy, the Gill family are proud owners of 2 dogs, Izzy and Dopey. Now therefore, I, Matthew J. Santini, Mayor of the City of Cartersville, do hereby proclaim this Friday, January the 31st of 2025, as Billy Gil and Family Day in the City of Cartersville. And I encourage all the citizens to celebrate and welcome them as they enjoy the many wonderful things in our community. So welcome to the entire Billy Gil family.
Woo-hoo! Billy Gil and Family!
Okay, I'm here with Logan. Logan is a resident of Cartersville. Now, I have a very important question for you. Who is the real son of Cartersville? Billy Gil or Trevor Lawrence?
Especially today, I'm going to have to say Billy Gil on that one.
I'm here with the local hat welder, Cincinnati Lou. Now, I've got a very important question. Who is the real son of Cartersville, Billy Gil or Trevor Lawrence?
Billy Gil.
Why is that?
It's Billy Gil. Trevor Lawrence doesn't have a day here, does he?
Does Trevor Lawrence have a day here, Mayor? Does Trevor Lawrence have a day in Cartersville?
I got to see him there too.
You know, it's interesting. Trevor Lawrence does not have a day in Cartersville. I had attempted to have a day named after him when he was in high school.
You answered our question for us. So the true son of Cartersville is Billy Gil.
You know that. Your assertion, I'm not going to fight it about that. And I dare say, I don't know how many people have multiple days named after him in the history of the city of Cartersville.
Correct.
So,
I mean, that's a great point.
New ground here.
Great point. How many podcast awards has Trevor Lawrence won? 0.
0.
That's right. Can I ask y'all? If we'll use it for the Greg Cote Show YouTube? Not for Greg. All right. I've got Adam and Katie. Your Cartersville residents?
Yes.
All right. Who is the true son of Cartersville?
Billy Gil.
Billy Gil. That's right. I think we have to agree. All right, I am here with Jeff. He drove all the way up from Atlanta to Cartersville. Not the easiest drive in the world, not the hardest drive, but not the easiest. Who is the true son of Cartersville in your opinion? Billy Gil, Trevor Lawrence, or somebody else?
I would have said Trevor Lawrence, but then since Billy came back on the 6th anniversary, I have to give it above to Billy. Because, I mean, really, who's done more for the community would be Billy.
Zagak.
Exactly.
Thank
More
you.
Zagak.
Thank
like
you.
you said.
And just like that, I'm home from Billy Gil and Family Day in Cartersville, Georgia. I would have finished the recording at bowling, but it was getting late. Billy had his girls there with him, and they were getting tired and not going to get in the way of that exit any more than we already had. So thank you, Mayor Matt Santini, for putting on this great event. Thank you, Billy, for taking time away from home, bringing your family up here and giving us a chance to hang out again and meeting some of the fans. And thank you, fans who showed up. Cartersville, for as small as it is, actually has a decent show following there. Fans of the Le Batard Show, of Billy, and most importantly, fans of the Greg Cote Show with Greg Cote. So thank you all for hanging out with us. It was great to get to meet you, those of you who were local to Cartersville, and a few of you who, like our friend Jeff, a couple guys from McDonough, Bo and Ted, and Cincinnati Lou. Thanks for making the drive out to hang out with us. It was great. But I think if I delay the next thing any further, Greg will fire me. If I say Billy's name one more time, he's going to fire me. So let's get you all to the main event. You've all been waiting for it. It is the biggest event of the year, the most anticipated ceremony of ceremonies. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to celebrate this year's PFPI Gala.
Sunday, what we've all waited for is this Sunday. Handing out the awards here on Sunday. In an ill-fitting suit will be Greg Cote, Paul Cody. That's when
you'll turn on the live stream to stare blankly at Greg giving a speech. You aren't even in this fantasy league, but you still won't want to miss it.
The annual gala for PFPI. Let's have a party for PFPI. Cheap mimosas be damned, this thing's still in demand. You should cancel all other plans. It's the tradition of PFPI. Pro football predictions incorporated.
Oh, you have to be there and pretend that you care, or you're bound to get a death glare.
This is the family tradition that has swept the nation. It's actually only swept my family. This is the 21st annual PFPI Gala. It's exciting. We are crowning a new but familiar champion, Dick's Rough Riders. Dick Cote, come in here. He's a champion.
Zero applause.
He has really dressed up for the occasion. He's got on one of his newest t-shirts. Anyway, Dick, you have had a record-setting season, and we're going to get to all that later. But first, I want to talk to you about something that I think why I think PFPI really matters. It's all about family. We now have 3 generations of Cotes in our league, and I want to give you a small example of how this increases the being distracted by my granddaughter. Earlier Uncle Dick and I were having a conversation about my dad, our dad. Mm-hmm. And he told me a couple of stories that I just thought were hilarious. First of all, tell me what Uncle Dad's older brother's nickname for him was.
Flannel head. I
Okay.
guess, back in the days when he had a full head of hair, I guess it looked like flannel. Or
Okay,
something.
now I want that's a great nickname, Flannel Head. Now I want you to tell me the story quickly about the time that they asked Dad to bring them a certain.
Yeah, they were just busting his chops, I guess. I don't know how old he was, but he worked with 3 guys who was barbers, and they would send him out down the street somewhere to get a bag of steam, and he didn't know any better. He'd run down the street, and the guy down the street was in on it. He'd pretend to fill up the bag with steam, and Dad would run back, and of course, by the time he got back to the barbershop, steam was all gone.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is what PFPI is all about.
Do you want to take us on a journey? You want to show us something?
You know what? Let's follow me.
Let's go down a dark hallway, literally and figuratively.
Okay, that kind of thing. Oh, let there be light. This is the game of curios, our game room, and this is once a year. This is our de facto PFPI Hall of Fame. Here we have the weekly news releases for all of our. The cat obviously has been on here. We're a little bit disheveled.
A lot of paper.
A lot of paper. Here we have our archives, our all-time champions, our all-time career totals, our PFPI modern records. We like to run this.
For the audio audience, I feel like they're missing out, but it's just a lot of words.
Yeah, well, I like to run PFPI like a professional league. I really do. I take seriously my job as commissioner. That's why I'm the only one here tonight dressed up. Not that bothers me, although the champion could have dressed up. But seriously, but these are our stats in our 5 official league categories, and we take it seriously. It's been around my whole life, PFPI. This is the 21st annual gala of the modern era. I'm proud of it. In the new book I'm writing, if I write it, there may be a whole chapter devoted to PFPI and how your family can start the same phenomenon that will last for generations and bring your family closer together. Patent pending. So thank you for joining us. The gala's coming up. The excitement has only just begun.
We're getting a little behind the scenes of the start. The start of the gala is when you play the Chicago Bulls theme music.
I know, but I one of the songs I did. This should not be for air.
No, this is it. People want to know. People want to know the behind the scenes.
Okay, this is.
That's not the song. Is that like Uncle Dick's walk-up song or something?
It's supposed to be a secret.
By the way, are you not doing this with a Bluetooth speaker? You're just doing this off your phone?
Oh yeah, let me get a Bluetooth speaker.
Oh my God. Okay, we're gonna do this. We'll come back shortly.
All right, we're delayed.
This is not how this should go. The behind the scenes of the PFPI Gala. All right, take two. So the way the people, like the family's in the living room right now. The way they know to enter the arena of the PFPI Gala is when they hear the Chicago Bulls theme song, correct?
Correct. But I'm still trying to align whether or not my Bluetooth is hooked up to this. How do I know that?
You play it, and if it's hooked up, you'll hear it on the Bluetooth speaker.
We're about to find out, aren't we? Because that's when that's when it all begins. Hang on, we're within seconds.
What's up with this lamp behind you?
It's a beautiful lamp. Is it playing?
Nope. You can't tell?
No, it's not. Me. Wait, it is?
No,
it isn't. Then how come I stop pausing? Okay. All right, instead of laughing at me on a video, can you help me?
All right, we'll try this again. Take three.
You connected that?
I just connected it.
How'd you do it?
Take three. I just went into the settings. Connected it.
Okay, hang on.
Whoop-de-doo. This is it. The people will flock when they hear this song.
One of the great songs of all time. We are beginning the 2024 season PFPI Gala. It's fantastic. Woo! The crowd's going to begin to fill in. PFPI Gala.
When will Greg get annoyed that nobody's walking in? Do they not hear it?
Hey! Thank you. All right, thank you, champion. Appropriately, the champion is the first one seen. What happened?
We thought you made it go back down.
Oh, you know what? I think I hit pause. All right, the world's heaviest trophy will go below until the presentation. Oh, look at Charlie over there.
Oh, good boy.
Oh
Nobody
my gosh.
talk to him. Nobody look at him or talk to him.
By the way, we are playing extended versions of our walk-up songs tonight.
Why?
Wait, why?
We never do.
Hang on just a second. Greg, this light should be on.
Purposely gave you a song that was just dead air for a minute.
Okay, don't panic. We're not playing the full song, but we're just playing maybe 30 seconds. We begin. As Erlene is on her phone, as always.
This is never not here.
After
all these years.
I've been filming.
Oh, okay, that's okay. I thought you were like answering texts.
Good start.
Only that have to do with you.
Welcome all to the 24. All right.
Never not weird.
Edit this all out.
Yeah, we'll start all over again.
Should we all walk in again?
No.
Start from the top. Start from the top.
The beauty of editing.
Never not weird.
2024 season PFPI Gala Award ceremony with our champions dinner to follow. This marked our 29th season overall and 21st continuous season of the modern era in a Cote family tradition that began in the late 1960s.
Reading.
I am reading, and me looking at a sheet should give you a clue.
Michael said that.
I didn't say that.
I'll start from the beginning if I keep getting it wrong. I'm just saying. In a Cote family tradition that began in the late 1960s in a corner bedroom at 1440, born of a shared love for football. And since then, PFPI has grown to become America's most famous and professionally run football family enterprise of its kind, long predating the fantasy football phenomenon. The Rough Riders dominated in 2024 weeks leading with 16.15, including 15 solo. Not a record, but near perfection. Yet the weekly titles race showed the competitiveness of the league week in, week out. Mom's Maniacs won with 3.91, but the Rough Riders and Lobos were within 1 percentage point, and nobody had more than 2 solo weeks won. So it was very competitive throughout the season. The 10-win weeks race was just as tight. The Rough Riders 15 set a record, but the Lobos had 13, and 4 other teams were in double figures. The unique hits race was close too. Graceland's Draft won a second straight crown. This time with 8 coonskins.
Wow.
2 better than the chicken.
Yeah!
The fight for best week also was tight with Christie's Ferraris, the Rough Riders, and Maniacs all sharing the top with a 15-1 week. We start with our 8th place finisher, the rookie sensation, who continued to lead the way in unique hits.
Forgot about music.
Oh, shoot.
Say what? Oh, yeah.
All right, hang on. This is not, I'm
5 minutes of your pants there.
I'm juggling a lot of balls.
That's the
here.
first time.
Whoa.
First time you've done this.
He's a ball juggler.
Usually people are juggling a lot of plates.
My dad's known for juggling balls.
Not her song.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
You changed it.
Oh, sorry.
In 8th place, the rookie sensation who continued to lead the way in unique hits.
Yeah!
It's Graceland Giraffe!
Yay!
2018 and 2019, Greg's Lobos!
Why'd you turn it off before you walked over?
Yeah, why did you turn it off?
It looks just like the commissioner.
I thought we were going to have more walk-up music.
I like that song.
It's a great song. The Lobos are not satisfied with the bronze medal. I'll tell you that right now. 3rd place, not bad. Everyone's record was great. It was such a high-scoring season, including congratulations, Uncle Dick, for a record-setting season in the modern era. And it was a tremendously high-scoring season, so I'm very satisfied with my record, but it's not good enough. We'll come back.
That's what we're all.
Jack.
We'll come back. I want to congratulate Graceland for again winning the Unique Hits Award. A beautiful accomplishment. I want to congratulate outgoing champion Tati. Mostly, I want to congratulate my bro, because the season he just had was one for the ages.
The old bro.
I never even
The
considered.
oldest, bro.
I never even considered until this season that 200 wins is possible, and he demonstrated that it is. So
Oh, really? That's the first time someone did that?
He'll pick a favorite no matter what you do to him.
Favorites and home team, baby. Favorites and home team.
And so congratulations again.
Are you going to have to repeat all this same stuff in a minute when you introduce him?
And now,
Wait, I noticed. Wait, hold on. I do notice that you didn't thank the commissioner.
okay.
Yeah, bring him in.
That would be a little weird. Okay, and now, the moment of truth.
Hurry.
To our new but familiar champion. He won it all in 1973, 2006, 08, 2009, 13, 17, 2020, and now 2024. Dick Truck Rider!
The world's heaviest trophy.
Yeah. Well, thank you for getting a picture. Thank you.
Wait, close longer. We need another one.
All right, get out of the photo.
Hey.
I got it.
Thank you all. I have notes and I will read them. Thank you, Commissioner Greg Cote. Thank you, fellow PFPIers. Congratulations, Mom Maniacs, for a close second place finish.
Thank you.
First person to recognize you.
Yeah, as usual.
And I look forward to next year. It was a strange year. I did well in PFPI, but in fantasy, I absolutely did terrible. I believe I had the worst record. Nobody was even close.
Well, Christy won.
Yeah.
No, Corey. Yeah, it was Christy, right? I was thinking it was Corey, but
Sorry. I'll never live that one down.
well, thank you all. Thank you all.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, everyone.
For the closing ceremonies.
A few closing words.
Oh boy.
Oh, God.
This won't take long.
Better not.
I don't have comments prepared, so this is
Your brisket's burning up.
Is this our big league meeting?
Oh, do we want to have a quick league meeting right now?
Is the gala over?
The gala has ended. You know by now how important I think this is in the construct of our extended family. Like, we're 3 generations right now, and hopefully we'll go on for many years, and we want this tradition to continue, because I think it's important. I'm standing behind a trophy almost as tall as I am.
Uncle Dick probably should have left it with it, but here we are.
Yeah, that's true too.
Sunshine Law.
We have 2 points of business on the agenda.
Uncle Dick's the new commissioner.
No, thank you.
If there's a motion for a new commissioner, that
It's
can
one
be
of the points of the agenda.
I vote against that.
I nominate Mom.
Yeah.
Now, just say the things on the agenda. You're over here like there's 2 points, and I will discuss that momentarily.
I'm about to. The first point on the agenda is I propose having a system of penalty for teams that are consistently late in their. Okay. Okay. Number 2, the second proposal.
No bad ideas.
Is the possibility of inaugurating a PFPI Hall of Fame. Okay.
Okay, but go ahead. You want an awards thing for like the awards thing?
Chrissy, laughing extra loud on that one.
Everyone that's in it is would get to be.
Who's the
Let us prepare.
Who's the 4th not option?
I don't want to taint the jury by suggesting who I think would be the original, the main 4.
But off the record.
We already know.
Are we being serious?
Yeah.
Off the record? I think the obvious first ballots would be among, and I think it should only be one nominee or one inductee a year.
So after 5 years, we'd all be in.
No, not necessarily.
After 8 years, we're done with it.
No, not necessarily. Obviously, myself, Uncle Dick, I would put Christopher in that category.
Wow.
Before your wife?
No, I
yes.
suck.
And perhaps my father, after whom the championship trophy is named.
That would be the first one for me.
Okay, so those are suggestions. But
Susanna gets nothing up.
we're going to vote on both topics.
Susanna's not a Hall of Famer, Dad?
We could have like a ring of honor.
You don't think Roots Raccoons is a Hall of Famer?
I think she could eventually get
With
it.
all those, with all those Roots Raccoons.
I think she could eventually get it.
With all those Roots Raccoons. With all those unique kids.
I don't want to taint the jury. I'm throwing it out there for a vote. We'll see how it goes on both proposals. At any rate, let us repair to the champions' dinner.
Okay.
Let's go see.
Congratulations, Nick Truck Riders.